Welcome to the Basics of Beto's Wine Program. This is designed just to give you a little bit of a foundation about what wine is and some of the naming conventions and how wine is made, just to provide the basis for you to then build on and study each of the individual wines that we have. Wine is one of the oldest beverages around. It's been around for at least 10,000 years, and the reason it's been around so long is because all it is fermented grape juice. And you have yeast, which will gather on the skin of the grape. And if juice comes out, it has sugar in it, and the yeast eat the sugar, and that makes alcohol. Also given off in the process of yeast eating sugar is a little bit of CO2 and a little bit of heat too. So now, obviously, there are different styles of wine. We have red wines, we have rosé wines, we have white wines, and we have sparkling wines. The sparkling wine is simply wine, for the most part, where the CO2 that's given off as during fermentation is trapped within the bottle, and that's how the wine gets carbonated with CO2, is by trapping that. You can also, like Coca-Cola, inject the CO2 under pressure, but primarily for quality wines, that's how sparkling wine is made. The difference between red wine, white wine, and rosé wine, comes from two different ways. The first way is there are grapes that have different skin colors. You have red grapes and you have white grapes. Red grapes have pigment in the skins, and if you smash up those skins while you're doing fermentation, the wine will turn a red color. If you just let those skins have a little bit of contact during fermentation, then you have just a little bit of color and you have rosé. You can make a white wine with red grapes, though, because the juice that comes out of a red grape, if it doesn't get smashed with the skins, is clear. These are the Pinot Noir grapes that we have growing on the patio. One of the biggest challenges that people have when they first start working here, start working in the world of wine, is understanding the naming conventions. We have two styles. We have the Old World style and the New World style that get thrown around quite a bit. And Old World style tends to be those that come out of Europe. And in the Old World, wines are named for the place that they come from. And they have to be made in a certain way. They have to use certain grapes. Aging, all sorts of things are controlled if you want to put the name of the place on the bottle. So the Beaujolais that we have, the Côte d'Aron that we have, the Châteauneuf-du-Pape on the bottle list, all of those are places, and the varietals and the styles are determined by different governing agencies. In the New World, you can look at South America and the U.S. and Australia. Wines are named primarily off of the grape that goes into them. The challenging thing in the New World is that generally only about 75% is that varietal. The wines can be made anywhere and basically have that name. Wines that have a brand name like Prisoner, year to year they can be made in any way that seems fit. So you would have no idea what is in the Prisoner from year to year or where it's made from year to year. One thing to know is that all wine, 99% of all wine is made from a single grape species, Vitis vinifera. Now, all the different varieties or varietals out there, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Sauvignon Blanc, those are all varieties within a single species, and there are thousands of them out there. You will probably only come across 50 to 100 here at Beto, maybe a little bit more. The other thing is that you have words like garnacha, which is Spanish for the French grenache. Monastrell is Spanish for the French mourvèdre. So you also have different languages and different pronunciations of the same grape. With these thousands of varietals and different ways of making the wine, tweaking fermentation, there are a lot of styles that have been developed over thousands of years. Please do not be judgmental. If you don't like a wine, that doesn't mean that the wine is bad. The only time you call a wine bad is if it is spoiled. If you get the smell of nail polish or wet dog or cardboard, those are faults within the wine. But just because you may not like Moscato, that doesn't make it bad. Someone else may think it's the most amazing thing ever. So please don't be judgmental. Please explore the different styles, even if it's not something that you're going to want to drink on a daily basis. Learn to appreciate and be flexible and learn. Thanks.